On a quiet Saturday morning in late July, the Fed Controller came to Ffarquhar Station to have a word with the NWR's number 1. Good morning, Thomas. How have things been on your line lately? Not too well, sir. Percy and Toby are struggling to manage most of the freight trains, while Mavis does the shunting up at the quarry. Meanwhile, Daisy and I are losing patience with just how overcrowded our passenger trains are getting. And if I see one more careless foamer get too close to the track, oh boy, there'll be hell to pay! I understand your frustration, Thomas. If it's any consolation, I've hired another locomotive to come and help you for the rest of the summer season, while the police can deal with those trespassers. Well, that's a relief. When will this engine arrive? He's already waiting for you at Elsbridge Station. He comes from a small line in Wales, and I've hired him specifically because his short wheelbase means he can go up to the quarry, thus freeing up Toby and Percy for some extra trains elsewhere on the branch. But he could also do odd jobs as and when required. Sounds exciting. I look forward to meeting him. Quite literally. Despite his lack of ears, Thomas still heard the guard's whistle and set off for the junction. After making all of his usual stops, he had to continue past Elsbridge and turn around on the return loop at Elsbridge Harbour. When he arrived back at Elsbridge proper, he noticed a strange little green engine parked next to the platform. Excuse me, I'm looking for a little Welsh engine. Do you know where he could be? Oh, I see. It's nice to meet you, Ivor. That's right. How about you come back to Ffarquhar with me on my next passenger run? I'll show you everything there is to learn about my branch line. No, it's best if we run elephant style. That's when 2 or more locomotives are pulling a train, and all locomotives are facing forwards. The editing guy can put up a picture of what I'm talking about on screen. Well, in that case, I'll let you know in advance that we have 4 locomotives and 1 diesel railcar on our line. You might need to do double headers more than once, but we'll see how that goes. And with that, Ivor left the siding and coupled up to Thomas. While they waited for a few more passengers, Henry passed by with a tanker train to Knapford. He was initially weirded out by Ivor's lack of a face, but since this wasn't CGI era Henry, he simply shrugged it off and continued on his way. As Thomas and Ivor made their way up to Ffarquhar, the E2 went into a lot of detail about how the services usually operate, but still gave Ivor time to admire the scenery. They eventually made it to the top station, where Toby was waiting, having already been informed of Ivor's arrival. Hello, Ivor. I'm glad to see you made it here safely. Yes, I am indeed Toby. And the Fat Controller asked me to show you the ropes with the quarry trains. Sorry mate, I'm needed elsewhere. But you're in safe buffers with Toby. And on that note, Ivor was uncoupled from Thomas and ran over to the siding where Toby was waiting. Then they set off for the quarry, with the J70 explaining the significance of various locations as they went along.
Oh, shoot!
Ivor was initially surprised by the amount of wagons waiting in the sidings, but all was well after Toby and Mavis explained how things were done. Due to his limited size and power output, the tiny green engine couldn't take more than 4 wagons, plus brake van, at a time when he ran on his own, but he didn't mind. He was just happy to help in any way he could, and continued doing odd jobs on the Ffarquhar Branch until the end of the summer season. One night, he even had the honour of helping Sonny and Percy take a rather heavy freight train up to the top station. Then one day in early September, Ivor arrived back at Elsbridge Yard with a milk train. Thomas was resting in a nearby siding before another passenger run. The E2 barely had a moment to greet the Welshman before a certain red 260 came trundling into the yard. Blimey, anyone would think we're at Clapham Junction. Hurry up, lads. I heard the people of Elsbridge were in need of something to make them happy, so I thought they could admire a splendid red engine for a little while. And you know what you can do? Shut up, both of you! Anyway, James, what are you really doing here? That controller asked me to take Ivor back to Croven's Gate. That's bizarre. I would have thought you could make it home entirely under your own power. That's not really possible for a tiny engine like him. He would probably run out of coal and water before he even got to Barrow in Furness, let alone Carnforth or the Welsh border. Well, Ivor, we're grateful for your help on the branch. It's a pity the others can't come round to see you off as well. That reminds me of something Stepney once said. There's no place like home. I certainly can. Make sure to take care of him, James. Will do, Thomas.